welcome back to Retired and Inspired. Today we're going to discuss from Morse code to mortuary, how 40 years shaped my retirement. When people ask me what I used to do for a living, I usually have to take a deep breath. My CV looks like a collection of 4 different lives really. I've been a sailor, a policeman, a property manager in the sun, and a funeral operative. On the surface, these jobs have nothing in common, but as I sit here in my retirement, I realised that they were all preparing me for this chapter. Today I want to talk you through how these 4 different worlds shape my pensionable years, not just the money in the bank, but the perspective in my mind. My first employment, the Royal Navy, discipline and the grandfather connection. It all started when I was just 15 years old. My grandfather sat me down and taught me Morse code. That actually says, welcome to Retired and Inspired. Think about that. A language of dots and dashes that connects generations. That gift led me into the Royal Navy for 9 years as a radio operator during the Cold War, serving on board the aircraft carrier HMS Ark Royal, the assault ship HMS Fearless, HMS Tamar, which was actually a shore base in Hong Kong, one of the best years of my life out there actually, and finally serving on board Her Majesty's Submarine Repulse on the starboard crew, which was Britain's nuclear deterrent. I travelled the world, but what I really learned was precision. When you're at sea, communication isn't just a job, it's a lifeline. The lesson I got from that, well, I learned how to listen, not just to signals, but to the world around me. The retirement link, well, in retirement, we finally have the time to listen to our own lives. That Navy discipline helps me stay active and structured today. I don't just drift through my weeks, I actually navigate through them. The police force, reality of human nature. Now then, after 9 years at sea, I traded my uniform for another one, the police force. I spent another 9 years on the beat. If the Navy taught me discipline, then the police taught me empathy, resilience. You see people at their worst and most vulnerable, and sometimes they're most difficult. It toughens your skin, but if you're doing it right, it softens your heart. The lessons learnt from that, well, I was dealing with domestic disputes, from domestic disputes to murder. You learn, basically, that life is unpredictable. You learn to stay calm in chaos. And what retirement link does it have? Well, retirement brings its own challenges, health, family changes, or just the quiet. My time in the force gave me the mental body armour to handle whatever life throws at me with a level head. The Spanish property era, dreams and adventure is all I can say for that one. Then came, obviously, it was my golden era and definitely my favourite era. I became a manager for a Spanish property sales company. We ran exhibitions in UK hotels, showing people the dream of a life in the sun, and then flying them out to Spain to see it for themselves. This was the bridge to my own retirement. I wasn't just selling bricks and mortar, I was selling open adventure. The lessons learnt, this job taught me how to connect with people's dreams. It taught me that it's never too late to start a new chapter in the sun. The retirement link, this is the inspired part of my channel. Watching so many people take that leap of faith to move abroad taught me that retirement isn't the end, it's the ultimate viewing trip. It's our chance to finally buy into life, the life we've always wanted. By the way, if you've bought a property in the Sun, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know and to hear about your experience. Now then, the funeral service, which is the ultimate perspective. Oh, just before I go on to that, a lot of people will be thinking, with my golden era, how did it come to an end? Well, my golden era in the Sun came to an end during the 2007 financial crisis, where there was a mortgage and credit crisis and the housing market crashed. This taught me to make the most of today, as tomorrow is never guaranteed. The funeral service, that's the ultimate perspective. My final 5 years before retiring were perhaps the most profound. I worked as a funeral service operative. I handled everything from the logistics to the families. Coming from the high energy world of Spanish property to the quiet, dignified halls of a funeral hall or funeral home was a massive shift, really. But it was the most important finishing school for retirement I could have asked for. The lesson, it taught me the absolute fragility of time. It stripped away the trivial worries of life. And the retirement link, well, people often ask if that job was depressing. Honestly, it was the opposite. It made me realise that every pensionable year is a gift. It's why I don't waste days. It's why I'm inspired to make the most of every morning I wake up. So, I've concluded that I am the sum of my parts. So when I look at my pension today, I don't just see a monthly payment. I see the 15-year-old boy learning Morse code from his granddad. I see the sailor, the copper, the salesman, and the man who walked with the grieving. All those versions of me worked hard so that the current version of me could be free. Whatever your history is, whether you're a teacher, a builder, or a CEO, your past has given you really a unique set of tools for your retirement. Use them. Don't just retire from something, retire to something. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments what was the one job that shaped you the most. Stay retired, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next one.